Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome to something a little different. We're going to play a board game today. Amabel, I don't know if you know this, but board games are not just for tiny children anymore.
I do know this.
Little tiny baby children.
I am so excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I love playing games with you, board games with you. Like the first, you remember the first time we played a board game together? One of the best days of my life.
I do. That's a very sweet thing of you to say. So today we're going to be playing the Legacy board game, My City. If you're not familiar with Legacy games are a style of board game in which permanent changes are made to the board or components after each play, so that sort of like a narrative develops over multiple plays. The rules frequently change as well. This game has a 24 game campaign mode, basically, that we're going to be playing through. And the basic rules of it are quite simple. You can see here, yes, my mouse cursor is capturing. Good. You can see at the top of this right window here, a card has been dealt out. Basically, we each have a set of 24 building tiles, and there's a deck of cards showing the building tiles. The game is going to be 24 turns long. You can see here the reserve of all the buildings. And every turn, one card is going to be dealt off that deck. It's going to show a building. Each of us must place that building from our supply onto our little map here. With, at the moment, the only major caveat being that no building can be placed such that it is on both sides of the river. You can see here the game is squawking at me about the illegal placement. At the end of this round, scoring will be pretty simple. We will gain a point for each uncovered tree we have. We will lose a point for each uncovered rock we have and each uncovered like light green grass space. And that's kind of all there is to it. It's just make efficient use of the space. Try to get to play as many buildings as you can to cover stuff up. But we're going to play several rounds of this per video because it is very short, actually. And you will see, even just by the end of this first video, a pretty good idea of how the game is going to mutate over time. And I don't think that I have forgotten anything there. So, without further ado, let's just get to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's do it.
So we got this little building here. I'm just going to tuck this into the river like that.
I did the same.
You did exactly the same thing. So you can see this is Amabel's board over here on the left of your screen. And we are mostly just about trying to find ways to efficiently and effectively use as much space as we can. So you can see up here in the reserve, the buildings are mostly tetrominoes. There are a couple of fives. Actually, I guess there's just the 1 5, 5 square, and then there's a 2 square and a 3 square. But pretty simple, just like shape tessellation stuff here. For the moment.
For the moment.
For the moment. And I just want to make which direction are the L's in? I always forget this. The L's and the Z shapes are in the same orientation. I forget which one is which and get myself into trouble. We have played a little bit of this already.
We sure did.
When you say it while laughing like that, it makes it sound like I'm being deceitful or something.
No, it's just it took us like a half hour to get the game to restart because of some of the implementation problems with this website.
Yeah, see, what I do not do generally is go around talking about leading off with all the things that are negative about the hosting services I'm using. Amabel.
Sorry.
But no, she's 1,000% right. Board Game Arena has some issues for sure with this game in particular due to the way they've chosen to implement the campaign mode.
I had to start a new account.
Yeah, it's awkward.
I was too powerful.
So how do you feel? Do you feel like you've got good strategy going for this game now?
I mean,
Now that we've
Alright.
played this like first couple scenarios, we will by the end of even this episode of the series, we will be seeing content that neither of us have seen yet.
That is true.
For right now, I'm just trying to pack things in really efficiently, but like covering up these stones is relatively important. A stone the thing is, a stone space is only 1 point worse than a normal uncovered green space, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like the worst thing in the universe if you don't get them all covered efficiently.
Yeah. But, you know.
And I will say definitely like the rounds where I was losing before, I was losing on uncovered just field spaces because I was working too hard trying to get the rocks finished.
Yeah.
Is there one of these in each color? There is. And we haven't seen the yellow one yet. So I think I feel comfortable with this. So yeah, like I could definitely see you're a little bit more focused on the rocks here. I'm definitely starting to get a little nervous about whether whether I should be maybe paying more attention to the rocks. There are a couple of these. Yeah, so that'd be a nice fit there. All right. I have definitely played here in a way such that I know for sure I will not be covering all these spaces. I did forget that these were going to come. So I guess a rule that I didn't mention explicitly, but that is probably clear to everybody at this point, is that after the first building is played, future buildings have to be adjacent to a building that already exists, which obviously is not a thing we're having a huge amount of trouble with
Yet.
It's going to be a problem soon. See, if I do this, then I'm waiting for this thing to cover that space, and then it leaves... I did, in fact, leave myself in sort of a lurch for this. Not happy with this positioning at all. To avoid holding up the game, I'm just going to commit here. Okay.
Where do I want to put this?
And obviously, we cannot play buildings covering up the forest or mountain tiles. I basically didn't bother to explain this game at all. Is there one of these in each color? There is. Sorry, the very right side of my reserve window is cut off for the viewers. I need to maybe slightly reconfigure the way I have this set up.
Well, this was a bad move, but it is the move I had. You know what? No. Actually, no. I'm gonna do this instead.
I'm definitely leaving some dead space here. What round is it? It's 12. We're like halfway through the deck.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah. Okay, so if you draw a building tile that you do not wish to play for whatever reason or cannot play, you do have the option of passing. When you pass, you can pass just this building at a cost of 1 point. When you do it, it moves your point marker backward immediately. Or you can choose to end your participation in this episode. If you do that, obviously you do not lose the point, but also you are done for the episode. Also, you're out for the rest of... and that would be a very inadvisable thing to do, say for me, in this position with all of this uncovered space yet. So...
Do I have a place to put...
We still have...
Maybe I'm bad at games.
I've played enough games with you to have a pretty good sense of how good you are at games. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that's not.
I have to cover this tree, and that feels bad.
It is not great to have to cover a tree. I'll give you that.
Because it's a 2-tree space. That's losing 2 points.
Yeah. Yeah, and that space would not ordinarily cost you any points.
Okay, and this one I just have to pass. Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, no, I'll pass that and probably place the others.
What's left here is... Oh, criminy. I forgot that we still had one of these to go. So if I put this here... Oh, boy. Okay. I'm going to put this here with the plan being that I'm going to be tapping out pretty early. Okay, I think this is basically free.
Okay,
This thing is shaped such that it will fit here. This is a dead draw. This is also a dead draw at this point. So I guess we just hope not to draw those ones before we tap out. Okay, see, this is fine. We can put this down here. That's really high value. What's left?
I can't.
We're gonna go ahead and take a -1 pass on this one because 3 of the remaining cards are still really good value, and we're hoping that this is the bottom card of the deck. So here we are just gonna do that. That's a 3-point play. This is wonderful. It fits right here very cleanly.
This does not fit, so I'm gonna lose another point.
Okay, lucky us. We have several places where this could go and just be worth 2 points. We'll take that. And then on this one, because this is the last card in the deck, there's nothing left in the reserve. We will simply end our participation in the episode. Okay, so my final position versus Amabel's final position here. You can see the end game scoring is plus 10 points for trees for me, minus 9 points for empty spaces. I did not have any visible rocks. You also covered up all your rocks, but you had a lot more just empty green space.
Yeah.
So at the end of the episode, the person who came in first gets 2 progress markers. You can see these progress symbols across the top of the player boards. This is our ultimate score for the campaign as a whole. At the end of the 24th episode, whoever has the most of these circles filled in is the actual winner. In addition, I have to gain a sticker with 2 rocks on it and place it onto one of the dotted light green spaces on my player board. Amabel does not get any circles filled in, but she does get a sticker that has a tree on it. So our base boards are getting modified, so mine is less valuable and hers is more valuable. So let's put this rock somewhere, and I mean, probably we want to put it adjacent to this other rock, right? We want to just make this a thing where we can cover them both easily. That feels right to me. Okay.
All right.
So that was episode 1 of chapter 1, The New Land. Let's just go ahead and start up this next episode. All right, so I'm gonna have to fix my layout a little bit. I've put this together in a very hacky way. There's probably like a professional way. I could use 2 window inputs and graph them together in OBS, and maybe I'll figure that out for next episode. But now there is scoring for building the largest contiguous group for each color, in addition to the previous rules.
Yeah.
The number of points is listed as a mystery here, but I believe it's based on the size of the group, right?
Okay.
A larger group is worth more points, I think.
That makes sense, and that feels very Knizian to a degree.
Yeah, so like for people who do play board games, we could mention that this is a legacy game designed by Reiner Knizia, whose name will mean something to people who are into board games. Once again, we have started with identical plays, and I am immediately regretting it. I don't love this draw at all. Now, what I'm hoping is that we don't pull a red building immediately. Okay, that'll work. That works for me. That's actually kind of awkward. Never mind the thing I just said about how that works. Actually, I hate it. No, this is fine. This will be fine. So yeah, you can see Amabel's additional tree over here. Okay.
Copy me.
Hey, I'm doing stuff before I'm seeing you do it.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, I'm just saying you're copying me
No,
from the somehow.
I would never.
From the somehow. I think we have a number of plays here that are sort of like, given where we started, we have a number of plays that were like fairly obvious.
Yeah.
That's just sort of the nature of the beast. Is there a... There is a red one of these, but it's the wrong orientation for this move. The pieces do have to go adjacent to buildings that already exist, right? Because
That's correct.
Because the game doesn't actually show me, it doesn't squawk at me when I have this mouse over here the way it does when I have it over rocks.
Well,
But I definitely read that in the rule book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this with this thing for right now. This will work. See, you did the thing I almost did and then decided not to do. So this guarantees that corner will never get filled, but I don't hate it. I mean, there's no version of this where we cover everything, right?
Yeah.
I could do this though and then wait for this thing, and although this is not optimal because it does cover trees, it's a really good fit. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to make it that way. So I want to be very cautious here about how we lay these yellow pieces out. They don't have to be placed adjacent to other yellow pieces right now. Draw the L shape. We could just fill it in here. But I want to make sure that I'm not strangling our ability to expand the blue group. Even though I feel like it's pretty unlikely that one player wins all three of the grouping types, right?
I would assume, yeah.
This is awkward. I mean, if I do this thing, we can plan to have that corner filled with that piece and just accept the one tile loss. The thing that's frustrating about this, obviously, is that the way that feels good to set this up, where we're actually filling in all the space, leads to us covering that cunningly placed set of trees. I'm gonna do this. Okay. Blue 2. I mean, probably just right there, huh? I don't love that because it doesn't really give us any progress on coverage. I should probably be trying harder to expand over the things that are missing. The things that I am still missing. So we have this here, right? And then the yellow 2 could go there. So this, I mean, I guess maybe I just play this up here. We accept that in exchange for keeping the 2 points for the trees. And the other one goes further south somewhere. Yeah, see? Everything's coming up buildings. Because that's the way the game works. So I do feel like I've done a pretty good job of very densely placing these yellow buildings at least. Why can't this be in the other orientation?
I know, right? I'm right there with you on that one.
And see, there isn't a blue. Oh no, it's because we've already placed our blue T shape. So I mean, I can do this. We can wait for that thing as a solution there, and then yeah, all right. This feels okay. I'm really I'm a little nervous about how much I'm not covering these rocks. We still have a couple of pretty large pieces left to come. I forgot about this one. That'll actually work just fine. It's important that I make sure that I cover my extra rocks because, we are at this point at a 3-point board disadvantage against Amabel. And she's wily. You know
Am I?
Yeah. Like a coyote. I thought you would appreciate that.
Yeah, I did. I did very much. For reasons that no one but you and I will understand.
To be clear, I still hate that very much. Amabel showed me a Looney Tunes cartoon where Wile E. Coyote speaks and introduces himself with a business card as Wile E. Coyote. And I just think it's the worst.
Super genius.
Super genius. Like, the thing where he calls himself a super genius is fine. That's fully within character. But I don't think he should talk.
My favorite part is when I said it, you asked me if I was having a stroke because, like, what was I talking about? And then I showed it to you, and then you said I didn't have my glasses on. That could have been anybody.
Listen, I'm not saying that I fully refuse to accept this reality, but I do. To be clear.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay, so we are out of 1x2. So we have placed all three of them. So this rock would never get covered. This forest is really awkward. So, like, I'm thinking about maybe just dumping this piece on the pass because we're so close. We are a single yellow piece away from having a yellow group that has all of the yellow buildings in it, and that would mean that we've beat Amabel on that because she can't place the last yellow building.
Oh, I can't place it at all.
I think I'm going to dump this piece, even though I can play it because it's very disruptive to my plans.
I can't play this one either.
I think.
Can I play anything that are left?
I think this coverage is fine. I don't love covering trees, but I think it's better than not playing it. You can already see the way that, like, grasping for building contiguity rather than focusing fully on space coverage has led to just, like, worse placements. They're going to leave us with a lot more open green.
Yeah.
But that does give me a maximally sized yellow group. Hard to be too mad about that. This is pretty good, I think. This, I think we literally can't play. Yeah, there's no space where this will fit. Because of the rule that prevents us from playing across the river, to be clear. And we can't play that one either. But I think it's worth going until we see this piece. And then it doesn't actually matter which. There's two spots here that we could cover with this that are equivalent points. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and throw that down there. And then this piece is where we end our competition in the episode. All right, I feel pretty good about that.
I don't.
So just to verify real quickly here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so it is for your biggest group of each kind of building. You're just getting the number of buildings in the group as points. Minus 12 and minus 16 on empty spaces, and we both left rocks uncovered. Because the moment there's this other thing going on, all of a sudden, all of your discipline goes out the window. So, yeah. End of the episode rewards are very much the same here. The winner gets 2 progress symbols and a 2 rock sticker. The other person gets a tree sticker. So let's go ahead, clean off my board, and place another group of rocks. And trying to think, where does it make the most sense to put this such that I will want to, that it'll be easy to build around? I guess here maybe?
I was doing much better the previous time we played this.
I'm going to put it here. Alright, episode 3, shall we?
Mm-hmm. Alright, the well.
So current campaign score, 4-0. Alright, so we have to now place a sticker on our board that is the well. You get 4 additional points if you have 4 different building tiles orthogonally adjacent to the well. I'm going to, perhaps unwisely, well, if I put it here, then this thing and this thing can't be the same building, which actually is quite limiting to the number of buildings, to which buildings are good to place across this group of rocks. So maybe I'd be better off doing it over here. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. Okay.
Okay.
So, still the same 24 buildings, same 24 building cards on. Make sure these are open so we can refer to them quickly. And this is interesting.
It's certainly something.
So we still care about groups of contiguous
Mm-hmm.
buildings of the same color. Maybe we do something like this, and that way this gives us the ability to build out across the river. It's good to tuck a couple of buildings into the river early, I find, so that you have the ability to cross it. Let's see. I don't think we want to put this thing anywhere on this side. So yeah, let's use this to cross the river. And the question is just, do we tuck it in here, nice and sweet? My concern about this is that it's actually kind of hard to fill this space then. I guess we're hoping for like the T shape. You know what? I don't hate that. That's fine. And then maybe the top of the board is like where the yellow stuff goes. I think one thing that would be really nice is if we could get the 5 space piece wrapped around here like that. So maybe I should just play as though that has already happened and reach out for this rock in this way. Okay, this game we are developing very differently. Now remember, as much as this nicely fits around the well, it also does prevent the well from scoring any points, so we probably do not want to do that. What is the orientation of the... No, of course not. Well, I guess we wouldn't want to play this around the well anyway. At this point, we're committed to using that piece at the bottom of the well if I play this way, and I guess that's fine. We can fill in this space this way, or indeed this way. Are the L's the correct? The L's are the correct orientation for this. So this could even be the yellow 2-piece here, depending on what we draw. I actually really like that. I would like to make sure we get this taken care of pretty quickly. This fits pretty cleanly down there. Gets us a couple more rock points. I like that. I'm trying to be careful this time, more careful, to leave myself with the ability to actually play the 5 space buildings. It really like creeps up on you.
Mm-hmm.
The like your coverage and your rapidly increasing inability to do that. Okay, so I don't want to play this in this area. We really want to be very careful about how we do that. I think I want to do this with it actually. And then if we do this, we can try to make this the 5 space. Yeah, that could work. Maybe. Or I could do it over here, right? Okay, this thing I guess could be placed right here, and then we can reach across. If you're trying to plan out like exactly where each building is going to go, you're going to run into some trouble though when like critical parts of your chain are deep in the deck.
Yeah.
All right, happy to see that come up. Ooh. Troublesome. I guess I'm gonna do this, and at this point we're like very committed to this being oh no, that piece has already been played. Well, the L will do just fine. Yeah. Alright, whatever. Because it's this or place it over the well, right? Or I guess over these trees, but I don't... For some reason, I don't think that's our best play. Okay, so
Oh
we
my
pull
god, why do I
this.
keep getting... Oh!
Do we still have... We do still have the long yellow piece. Yeah, I actually really like this placement for that. Okay, so that time we've managed to place all 3 of the 5-space buildings. We're getting some really good coverage. All right, I think my plan on this is that, and we use the yellow 3-piece here, or it could be this. Yeah, because this could still be the blue 2. And that way this can be the yellow 2. But if I blue 2 here, then basically, like, we just can't cover all these rocks. There's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, alright. I'm not going to stress about it then. Oh. I'm stupid. Well, Amabel, I'm not getting my well points because I was not being thoughtful. I can't...
That's okay.
The 3-piece is not... I needed to place the L this way so that there would be 4 different buildings adjacent to the well. Oops.
Yeah, the well's tricky.
Well, that being the case, do I want to just do this? I know it's out of the grouping. I think it's fine. Okay, this thing can go like here. It can't go much of anywhere else, actually. Oh man, Amabel, I'm gonna have so many so many bad placements. Oh no.
I don't mind. I have one of those. Guess I'll save that.
I've done very poorly. I'll tell you what though, my groups of contiguously placed buildings are gonna score okay.
I bet.
It's left
Yours
and
are
right.
better than mine. No, that's where I want that then. Where
It's like
else
if I
can
do
put it?
this. Oh, we are rapidly running out of places to put buildings, actually.
I'm actually covering tree on purpose.
Also, the yellow 3 was already on the... What? I feel so stupid.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Yeah, alright, I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to be tapping out of participation in this episode a lot earlier than the previous ones. Okay, so this building we cannot play. Of the buildings remaining... So like if I go ahead and spend a point passing on this one, we also can't play that. We can play both of these and they are both point positive. This one would be covering trees, but it'll cover 3 green spaces while doing so. So it'll be a +1 point tile. This is a 3-point tile. So passing until we make sure we get this at least is valuable. Well, actually, I guess if we're going to cover 3 spaces, we should do it here because it gets us an extra point by expanding the grouping. And then this is a +1 point play. And then on this one, we just end. That's pretty good coverage, Amabel.
Well, thank you.
27 to 24 this time.
That feels a little better.
So I still had some rocks showing. You had slightly more empty spaces than I did, and then I just again the building groupings are what's getting you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see you got really split up here.
Yeah, I sure did.
So the rewards at the end of this episode, again, 2 progress symbols for me, a sticker with 2 rocks on it. It's not super clear here. For some reason, it doesn't actually show the sticker, But the player who did not get first gets an extra well, which can potentially score 4 points for her on previous or on subsequent turns. So it's pretty good, I think.
But where to put the well?
And I'm just gonna put we're trying to fill these spaces anyway, right? Like it makes sense, I think, to put it just adjacent to my existing well. Have you I'm ready to start the next episode. We'll just see where your well is in a second here. Okay, so some terrifying new rules. So here's Amabel's new adjusted board. They have mixed in 3 extra building tiles and 3 extra building cards into the deck. So there are these churches now. The churches are their own color. They are not scored as any grouping with any of the groupings. And also, if you have to pass on a church build, it ends your participation in the episode immediately. There's also this blocking card. When we draw the blocking card, the next card revealed does not get constructed. So we will not be working with exactly the same group of building cards or building tiles that we have been so far. So you can see things are starting to mutate already. Also, I had to say, I do not love this as a starting tile. Maybe I just want to put it here. No progress on the church, but just like establish a position from which I can build out my groups easily. Okay, so next up, blocks. Okay, the little yellow building got blocked. That actually really sucks. I like the little yellow building. I like it a lot, in fact.
So I think that this the church rules here is like some great commentary by the designer on religion.
Okay, would you like to yeah, please do.
Because you're forced to do bullshit you don't want.
Okay, sure.
And it stops you from doing stuff you want to do, like the little yellow tile. I think this actually is quite in keeping with the rule in the same designer's Tigris and Euphrates. Where for the uninitiated in Tigris and Euphrates, this is a gutsy move, but I'm going to do it. In Tigris and Euphrates, you have 4 different kinds of tiles and 4 different kinds of leaders, but all the leaders can only be adjacent to the red tile of the temple because leaders are always telling you how much they're hanging out with gods. And I feel like that's very good commentary on religion and let's try that. And the ways is used to legitimize power. Well, not enough. Why? But why though? No, that well's not going to score if I do. Wait, is there any? I need to place the church. I don't want this church. This church is very.
Yeah, like the place that really screams out for a cross-shaped building on your board would prevent you from scoring one of those wells, and those wells are high value.
They sure are.
I guess I could just do this. We could just nuke that corner, but we get some rock coverage out of it. I'm gonna do that. We'll see. That might be a foolish play. Okay, so we have an opportunity to start our yellow buildings here. If I do this, then we are fully dedicating to needing one of the 2 space buildings to score the well, but I don't think that's problematic. There's still 2 of them in the pool. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this, because again, good rock coverage. Alright, we get to put this exactly where you put it last time, and it will connect with our other red building. Feeling pretty jazzed about that, actually. Okay, that's a good one for you, too.
That's not bad, no.
Nicely done. I kind of want to just do this. Does the... Yeah, the Z shape is kind of the wrong shape for this area, although we could just put it down there anyway and then commit the other 2x2 there. But if I'm doing that, what does that mean for this? It ends up getting placed like that to be connected through later. If I do this, well, if I do this, we're actually making this thing really hard to place without covering, I guess, this spot. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this then. We do have a spot for that. That's actually quite good. Is it this? We could just wrap around here. We have a red 3-corner coming up, but like I would like to put that right here, and then yeah, so maybe this makes sense, and we eventually plan to put the blue square here. That doesn't leave us with anywhere for the red square to go, as opposed to putting it there. So maybe I could put this here, leaving that red square space open. We still have, gosh, we still have that really big red piece to worry about too. Well, the way things are looking right now, I'm never going to have a spot where that's comfortable. I could do this and have the blue 2 here. But that completely cuts off my yellow grouping. I'm going to... This play leaves things the most open, but it's also like in its non-committalness, it's kind of a soft play in a way that's, you know, limiting for later. This is a very familiar feeling. I've played a lot of games of Calico at this point. I know several people who like Calico, and that always feels like what you're doing in Calico. It's like you're going, well, this doesn't do anything right now, but maybe later it'll be a real play. Maybe later it'll enable a real play, and instead what you've done is you're like painting yourself into a corner very slowly over the course of a long game. What is my plan for this space? Like, how am I covering this? I guess the long piece, it could be like a 2 and then the long piece. Or we have, yeah, a 2 and then these trees are getting covered, I think is what I'm committing to. And I think that's fine, actually. Is this, oh, there isn't a blue L, right. That's a little awkward. So maybe we want to put this down this way. Well, but if I do that, also we've already placed the long blue piece. Maybe I just do this. It's not great, but... Yeah, I don't love it, but it at least leaves, like, there are spaces that we can actually fill stuff in here. So I think I'm going to do this with the long yellow piece, because I think I can't play it any other way. We could preemptively put it, like, down here. But I don't know that we ever... Yeah, the connection's never going to happen, right? No, I think I like this better. Is there a yellow square? Oh, we placed it already. Okay, yeah, we're good. Yeah. Oh, there is that other church tile that we haven't placed yet.
Yep, I am just waiting for that to show up.
That I do 100% for sure need to make sure I am leaving room for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait, it didn't place. Confirm. This is a really good spot. I like this. Please put it there. So at this point, we're like, this church tile is going up here somewhere. It is probably covering up this tree and that rock. That's probably how we're going to use it. Which is, you know, it still points. I guess there's still room for it to go up here as well.
Oh no. Oh no.
That won't be true anymore if I do this. We're getting into a kind of a dangerous spot here. The fact that we lost a tiny building to the blocker actually really hurts.
I actually don't have a place to place this that won't make it impossible to place the last church.
So you should probably...
So I'm gonna have to pass. Oh, that sucks. I hate that.
Okay.
I hate that so much.
On this, we definitely do that. I am actually scoring my well this game. It's happening. Okay, so this does not score with anything else. And I don't really want to... This would still let the church play. And the church is a non-colored tile anyway, right? But I think I might be better off just booting this piece. Gosh, I think we have to like look at this very carefully now. When is it worth dropping out of the episode? I think I'm just going to do a -1 pass on this, but we could end up in a position where I need to drop out of the episode very suddenly. So right now, like if I do this, what is our hope? Just drawing this thing, it would have to go in this space. Basically, it would have to go in such a spot that it makes covering these rocks almost impossible. But the thing that's kind of funny about it is that it doesn't actually make playing a tile that will hit those rocks feasible at all. It only enables this one. So maybe I should try to put it down in... I'm going to commit to it. We're going to see if it's a mistake. Because like I'm looking at the way that it affects the playing of everything else. It's very awkward. I think I'm going to toss this up here. That's -2 +3. The fact that the church tile is the other L shape, is actually really awkward.
Sure is.
All right, so if I put this down here, we are limited to just one shape that could cover these rocks, and if I don't draw that particular shape, we just have to tap out. Given that we're almost certainly tapping out on the next move, no matter where I put this, I think this is fine because it's a 4-point. It's a 4-point drop.
Yeah, I've passed a lot, and
then we just end the episode here.
I want to score that well.
Oh,
I also want to score that well.
The next card was the one that would have let me cover up my last rocks.
Okay, so hang on. I'm looking at this very carefully because that...
You have a couple of different options for...
Yeah, well, the thing is, I can either score the well with this, and then end participation, or I can place it on the
down
empties,
at the bottom, so it expands your red group.
Expands my red, and then
because at least one of the other tiles completes the well for you. Oh,
and it's the church. It does
pretty good. Does it while covering rocks.
Okay, and then I'm going to end my participation on the next one.
Yeah,
because there's nowhere that goes.
That was a good gambit there.
Well, I still lost.
Yeah, I think this next bit is gonna maybe turn things around for you a little bit. So this one, the person in first place gets 2 progress symbols, but they get this 2x2 church tile, while the other person gets a 2x1 church tile. And there is a new card added to the deck that is play the church that you got from this reward. So we now have divergent tile sets. So in theory, my game is going to start to get a little uglier than yours. Earn 3 points if you manage to construct at least one building in each of the 3 building colors adjacent to your church. And it says singular, your church. So I don't know, does it refer to just the special church, or is it each church? It's probably the special church, right?
I'm assuming so. Only one way to find out.
Yeah. I've clicked the show me the rules. Okay, here, there's a proper rules sheet.
Okay.
Okay, at the end of episode 5, each player fails to get... Hold on, I gotta move this over. So that the viewers can see the whole thing. Alright, you earn 3 additional points if you manage to construct at least one building in each of the 3 building colors adjacent to your church. Is the rule... The language is used in the rules, but they show the normal churches. They show
Okay.
the L-shaped church in the rules example, so...
Okay.
So it applies to each church, I guess. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe like here? I don't like this. I want to start more central, closer to the middle, so that I can sort of spider out in multiple directions. Okay, it feels for sure like I need to play a small building here, right? So we can prep for doing a good job on this well situation. Oh. Damn it. Hey, Amabel, you know what I hate?
The church?
This building. I could put it here where it covers these trees. And it's actually not bad for scoring in general, aside from covering the trees. It makes it a little awkward to cover the rocks around it, but like, honestly, I don't hate this. Maybe that's going to be foolishness, but I feel like we're going to be able to get the colors around it easily. That's awkward. Yeah, I really wish this was adjacent to a building properly. Well, we can do this with it. I don't hate that, I guess. Okay. So if I tuck this in here, that allows us to build a lot of different shapes of buildings to complete the well. It does mean that we're probably not going to be able to connect a blue building to the church without it being like kind of a major... It's going to be disconnected from the rest of our blue stuff for sure. But it'll be 3 points to do it, so... Yeah, I'll just accept that. It'll be worth it. Oh, weird time to... I guess that's not a legal play, is it? I could do... This is bad. This is a bad draw. The plan could just be that this is where the blue 2 goes. And that would solve this problem and that problem. Without making the rocks impossible to cover. Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. That's why I can't do that, because that is literally just not like a legal placement for a building. This is a bad draw. I guess this is fine, actually. Again, I want to set up for the blue 2 here, but this disconnects that building from the rest of my... Yeah, there's no way to score the 3 points on this church without disconnecting some stuff now. And I guess I just have to be fine with that.
Remind me again how the church... I know you explained this, but can you explain again how the church scores?
You can look at the text, right?
Oh, where is the text?
3 colors next to church.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
If I do this, where's my reserve? So that tile does exist. If I do this, we can wait on that to connect that. Okay, I'm living on a lot of hope here. So we could start to reach upward. We could just we could place this down here in the corner as well, or there. What is the orientation of? Oh, that's right. We played the red Z already. So yeah, really what I'm waiting on is like those big pieces. I actually don't mind that. What gets blocked? The big red. Okay, I'm fine with that. That's actually rad. This we had prepped for. We had made the way for. If the blue 2-piece ends up being like the bottom tile of the deck, we're going to be real sad. If I put this... Well, actually, if I put this here, we're pretty likely to be able to get all 3 building colors adjacent to it. Although it would be best to, like... We'll build yellow just like right up the side, and then a red could reach around. If we do that, this is a completely isolated blue building. But I guess that's fine.
Good old red reach around.
Amabel, please. There is nothing horny about board games. Don't you know?
Not with that attitude.
And of course the blue Z shape is the wrong orientation to fit in here. I hate this. This is a bad one. I don't feel like I prepped as well this time, and I'm suffering for it badly. Whatever, I'm accepting it. Alright, red square. Red square is fine. Okay, the 2x2 church. There's probably no chance of getting a full score on this one. But I think this is an okay spot for it. What's it like to just get to play a smaller tile than me?
It's okay.
You give it like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Do I want to just place this out of color over here? Just to fill the space. I think so. Yeah, I suppose I could do this. And then, like... Maybe I can connect that? It'd be cool if we could, but it won't be, like, heartbreaking. I hate to cover trees, but... There's a lot of kinds of points on the line, you know?
I don't like that.
Trying to preserve, like... No, this is just really bad. There's no preservation here. This is a piece of suffering. If I put this here, it's easy enough to fill that space in. We have 3 of those left in the deck. There's still this thing to think about, which honestly would be pretty great to draw right now. You know what? All right. Rad. My contiguous groups of colors is going to be scoring is bad this time. All right, so we made that happen, and I feel really good about it. There are no more 2 pieces, so if I place this here, we're guaranteeing -4 a rock, -4 on these rocks. I think there's a chance this piece just gets deleted. Yeah, maybe I just pass on this. If I put it up here... I'm going to put it up here. It's still +1 point. Okay, these were going to start showing up. So we can use these to cover... I'd rather not. This is my last red piece, so I guess one thing that we have to confront is that this placement is worth 7 points. Oh, no, it's not, because this thing doesn't have a yellow adjacent to it. So actually, there's no way for us to score this. So that being the case, just put it here and pass. Yeah, okay. So we were hoping to draw some of these L's before having to tap out. We can cover up some rocks. Trying to leave the spot where this church is good open as long as possible so that we have this nice clean placement. Okay, this is a point neutral play, and it's just we're just buying time here, hoping to get the coverage. Yeah, I think that's fine. Point neutral is better than passing. All right, there we go. That's something we wanted. I think we're now passing. Yeah, we're passing from here.
I didn't plan that at all. Oh, fuck. Oh. Fudge brownies. Okay.
Thank you for protecting my viewers' delicate ears.
Yeah, Oh, I don't like this at all. I did not... If that would have come out sooner, it would have... Well, then...
How you doing over there, darling?
Well, I can place this thing, but I can't place anything else.
And it
after
prevents
I place
you. So it prevents you from scoring the well.
I will not be able to score the well. Yeah. Whereas if the one had come, if the other L-shaped tile had come first, then I could have put it above the well.
Above the well, and then hope
and
to
then
draw
nested
this.
the church in the. So I'm gonna place this church and cover this tree. I don't like that. You know, I'll do it so I'll cover this rock as well, I guess.
Yeah, that's decent points.
I mean, I can place this.
And doing so is worth 5 points, so.
Yeah.
So it feels like a slam dunk to me.
That doesn't feel like it's a me. I wanted to get my well scoring. I wanted to cover that rock.
But like, of the remaining cards, this is for sure the best one that you could have drawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are you.
Oh, I placed it. Said you must play a building.
Oh, sorry. I haven't actually pressed the... I was in my brain. I was out of the episode already, but I hadn't told the game that in any way.
Okay. Okay, and then I can't place this, so I'm going to end episode.
I apologize for that. That's my brain totally turning off.
Oh!
Good stuff. Well done, sweetie. So, yeah, you could see I totally ate it on my groups of contiguous colored buildings. I wanted that well, and I wanted to score points off the churches, but I only actually managed to get one of them, and miserable. All right, so 2 progress symbols for the person in first, and for the person in second. Wait, for the person in second, what is that? Mousing over it is not giving me a tooltip.
It says you have to apply a sticker, but it won't tell me what it is.
All right, well, hold on. I have the actual rules open. At the end of episode 5, each player who fails to get the most or second most will get a church sticker displaying a 5. Affix this sticker over the number 3 on one of your churches.
Oh.
From now on, this church will yield 5 points instead of 3 if there are adjacent buildings in all 3 colors. Okay. That's actually a really neat change. All right, so
Yeah.
clean the board. And choose the building to put the sticker on. I feel like it's got to be this one or this one, right? These are the ones where I feel like it's going to be the easiest to do that thing. I'm going to put it on here. I confirm that placement of the sticker.
Okay. Which one was it? Because I can't see your...
I put it on the cross.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
I was considering the L as well. I think those are both good. Oh, gosh.
Oh.
No.
Oh, for this episode only.
Yeah, this will not be a persistent rule, but for this episode, no passing. Okay.
I don't like that at all.
That's going to be a challenge for sure.
That's rough. All right.
I'm up to the task. I'm ready.
I'm not.
Well, too fucking bad. Amabel.
Yep. Got me.
Oh, interesting. You started way differently than I did.
Yeah, it feels safer to me to start at an extreme and move in.
But like you're making it so much harder. If the first 3 draws are 3 different colors like this, you're making it so much harder for your groups to work.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Okay. You got me.
Got ya. Alright, okay, I'm gonna put a church, sure.
I mean, I don't hate this. And the L shapes that remain are actually the right orientation for that. It would be really nice actually to get the blue one here that can connect up to there, and then we can just play a yellow shape down here at some point. That would be okay, I think. Is there any other... I mean, I could put it up here instead, but obviously that's... No, I like this, I think. And I'm not going to stress too much about getting the church colors, because that way lies madness. As we saw last time. Can I tell you what really bugs me? And I'm sure this is the way the board game designer intended it to be, but it feels wrong to me. Wow,
yeah.
That really couldn't have worked out better. It's filling in the circles at the top of my thing. Like, it's going to fill in the 10 leftmost ones and then move on to the next group. I would absolutely have just gone across the top row.
Oh, me too.
All right, that was an extremely high value play right there. I think we want to go ahead and just finish off this rock area. No passing at all. Okay. Terrifying. Do I maybe want to... Because, like, this contours really well. And if I just... No, I'm going to do it like this. Well, if I do it like this piece never gets out of here, right? because we have to have this square be blue. If I do it like this, it's a lot more amenable to getting touched by all the different colors. Yeah, all right, I'm going to do it like that. Perhaps that will turn out to be a great foolishness, a great and powerful foolishness. What am I hoping for to do the connection here with the blue? I guess like that would work. That would work, but it would be sad. This would work. This we kind of want to play up here. If I just commit to something like this, I'm making it a lot easier to build across this rock. I'm going to do it. Blocked is the yellow Z shape. Okay. That I think is not so bad. The Z shapes are pretty hard to work with, I think. So this yellow piece ended up being kind of a weird situation due to the fact that we didn't draw another yellow card for a long time afterward.
Yeah.
We can just go ahead and enclose this now that it's scored. Well, that's a pretty high value placement. You're an interesting draw. We could do this, right? We really want to make this a place where we can play either the yellow 3 or the yellow T shape. Or honestly, even like the yellow square would... I don't love it, but... yeah, so I think maybe this is okay. It preserves the ability, like, instead of... well, I guess here would have been good. Maybe even the best. Ah, well. Right, leaving room for the 3. Yeah. I will say this. I am rapidly creating a situation where... oh my god. Rapidly creating a situation where it's going to be difficult to play that cross-shaped church. If I'm not careful, I'm going to get myself into trouble here. I could do this with the intention of building a yellow group across the bottom like this. Yeah, all right. These are just hard to place, and we have to deal with that. This is beautiful, however. So we still have yellow T, yellow long shape. Okay. So the blue long shape. Here? Or here? Maybe here makes more sense. I mean, it doesn't, I think, kill the placement of too many pieces. It prevents us from doing a 3 that way, but like that's already pretty broken. I really wish the rock wasn't all the way at the edge. I would love to be able to play this adjacent to the water. We could just do that, just to like use up space efficiently. And plug this into
the mine.
I don't know. I think yours looks pretty good. I'm going to do this to just use space efficiently. Gosh. Yeah, maybe that's where that goes. Just because I kind of don't... the scoring for my yellow group is going to be so ugly.
Mine's not great either.
No, I suppose it isn't. Hey, we played our yellow squares in the same spot.
Oh,
Okay.
now I can't score that church.
Yeah, I am rapidly approaching the place where I will not even be able to
Unless...
play the remaining churches, and that makes me worried.
Yeah, because it's a cross shape. Oh, no.
This sucks.
Okay, so... Do I...
I'm gonna...
just...
I think I'm gonna do this because I'm trying to leave space for the cross church if we draw it.
Yeah, I'm gonna abandon that church scoring.
I hate this, though. It doesn't fit with anything. Okay, well, that's really ugly. So if I put this here, it is possible for us to actually score it. Right, like yellow cross plus blue 2. But it's not super likely. Okay, the only legal play I have for this is here.
And this is gonna mean I can't place that last church if it comes up. Fuck. Which is less obnoxious?
This
Yeah.
this rule definitely tremendously changes the.
Oh, I think I'm out.
I'm also out. that kills me. Well, I covered most of my rocks.
I didn't. That was a closer score that time, though. I feel like even though I lost, I felt more competitive than that first game where I had 0 points.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, there was a pretty small difference in the number of empty spaces, but you had more rocks showing than I did. You had more trees showing, but also more rocks showing. And then yeah, I edged you out a little bit on the hey, scoreboard, don't go away. I had you edge it out a little bit on the building scoring.
You're very good at edging me out.
Amabel.
What?
So
It's true.
at the end of the episode, we get your progress symbols get colored in, and also one of those 5 stickers is given to someone. So you get the 5 sticker to modify one of your churches with.
Yes, and I put it on the... I'm not forget what I put it on. Hang on. Show me my pieces again. Oh no.
Well,
It wasn't...
you just did it. What did you
I
do?
forgot already. It was... I want to say it was the L-shaped church.
Okay, it doesn't show them updated right now on the on your game board, but we'll see it next time. But
Mm-hmm.
that is where we're going to call it for today. The plan here is the campaign is 24 games. They are divided into 8 episodes of 3 games each.
8 chapters of 3 episodes each.
Amabel?
Yeah.
Hush. They are divided into 8 groups of 3 games each, is the terminology we're going to use.
Okay.
Where the games inside of a group have some kind of thematic connection. So like that first group was sort of like the introductory group. The second group is the one that's about the churches. And we're going to do 2 groups per episode is the plan for right now. We'll see if that becomes infeasible later for whatever reason, timing wise. So that means we're at the end of this episode. We just did two groups. Mm-hmm. We're going to use these words because we have another thing called an episode, Amabel, that we have to keep distinct. Troublemaker.
Okay, I agree with you.
So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. At this moment, the campaign scoring is 10 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
But there are still 3 times that many points. There are 36 more circles up for grabs, at least. We don't even know if there might be things that change the circle scoring.
So if the score is less than like 46-2, if I can get like a couple more points, I'll be happy.
Okay. I think you're probably going to do better than that. But yeah, but also you're playing, at this point we're playing games that have some significant differences, and that's only going to open up wider and wider. I'm really curious to see where it goes. I hope you are as well. So come back next time for chapter 3 in the game, whatever it's called. We don't get to see it until we actually rip open the envelope. And we'll see you then.